In our introduction video, I mentioned something that catches a lot of people off guard. Cheap potting mix is one of the biggest reasons container plants fail. So, today I'm going to show you exactly what I use instead, my personal mix, tested season after season on my own terrace. Just 3 ingredients, takes about 10 minutes to make, and honestly, it can completely change how your plants grow. Welcome back to Soil and Small Spaces. This channel is all about growing food and plants in containers, terraces, and small spaces. If that sounds like your kind of thing, make sure you're subscribed. Alright, let's get into it. Before we mix anything, here is why soil matters a lot. When you grow in the ground, the soil is alive. You've got earthworms, microbes, minerals, a whole ecosystem working for your plants. But in a container, you're in charge of all of that. You control the air, the water, and the nutrients. So, if your mix is off, nothing else fixes it. But when you get it right, your plants grow stronger, you water less often, and you get better yields. Everything starts with the soil. Here are the 3 ingredients you'll need for the soil mix. First, you're going to need compost, about 60% of it. Here is your base. So it holds moisture, feeds your plants, and gives roots something to anchor into. But quality matters. You want something light and crumbly. If you squeeze it and water drips out, that's a red flag. That kind of mix will suffocate your roots. I personally go for peat-free compost. It's better for the environment and it works just as well. Second, you need perlite. This will go for about 30% of your soil mix. You may wonder, what is perlite? Perlite is a white, lightweight material that looks like tiny beads. It's actually volcanic glass, and it does 2 very important things. 1, it keeps your mix light so the roots can breathe, and it improves the drainage so water doesn't sit there and cause rot. If you can't find perlite, coarse horticulture grit works too. Just avoid the fine sand that actually makes everything worse. The third and the 10% of your soil mix is worm castings. Thirdly, you'll need worm castings or slow release fertilizer. But this is actually the part that most people often skip, and it's a big mistake. Worm castings are packed with nutrients and beneficial microbes. They feed your plants slowly over time. If you don't have access to them, a slow release fertilizer does the job just fine. This is what keeps your plants going after the compost nutrients start to wash out, which happens faster than most people think. Let's get to the mixing. You'll need a wheelbarrow or a large tub, and you will measure by volume and not by weight. So roughly 3 scoops of compost, 1.5 scoops of perlite, and a half scoop of worm castings. Mix everything until it's evenly blended. You don't want clumps, just a nice consistent texture. Then you're going to fill your containers, leaving a bit of space at the top. About 2 inches is perfect. This will help prevent soil from spilling over when you water, and it's what you're aiming for. Light, airy, and rich. That's a healthy container soil. A few quick tips from experience, of course. First, reuse your mix. At the end of the season, don't throw it away. Break it up, add fresh compost and a bit more fertilizer, and you're good to go. Second, adjust your plants. Succulents and herbs prefer more drainage, so increase perlite at around 40%. Leafy greens and tomatoes prefer a bit more compost. We'll go deeper into that in another video. And thirdly, lightly moisten your mix before using it. Dry compost can actually repel water at first. A slight damp mix settles better and makes watering easier from the start. And that's it. That's my go-to potting mix. Simple, reliable, and terrace tested. Give it a try and let me know how it works for you. If you missed the last video on why container soil fails, I've linked it for you. Next video, we are setting up a terrace garden from scratch. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Bye!